So I wanted to do a video on my last thoughts on Darksun. And so the what I'd never read any of the books. I know about them from Darksun products. And I would not, if I ran it again, I would not force my players into following the story of those books and railroad them places. In particular, I would not get rid of the Valley of Dust and Fire and replace it with this storm. The creators of Darksun didn't seem to get the point of it. And so if I ran Darksun again, the Sorcerer Kings would not fall unless the players pushed them. That the Sorcerer Kings would rule their little city-states, and nothing could be done about that unless the players became powerful enough to do something about that. Players should have agency. And I would make the world older. It's got like 3 ages, which you can expand by rationalizing it to other ages, but it doesn't have the ancient world feel. I would combine this with several other things. This is one of them. I would combine this with Gamma World. I would have one of the ages be a technological age. I wouldn't make this the future of D&D or Tolkien. I make it the future of Shadowrun, which I've never played, but I know the basic idea. So because the Sorcerer Kings use metal for their spell progression. They use up metal in order to level up in rituals. And that's part of the reason why metal is so scarce, because some of it's been consumed in magic. So metal would be scarce, but there might be some plastic artifacts left over, and there might be some technological stuff left over. And I'd make some of these deserts radioactive, so in addition to psionics, or maybe as part of psionics would be part of the mutation thing, that a lot of people be mutated. So amongst the races, it'd be mutated animals and mutated humans, in addition to the pure strain humans. So I get to roll on mutation tables, and psionics would be a form of mutation, basically. So that's one of the influence I would use. Another is Carcosa. I've reviewed this before, but this is a world that is very similar to Darksun in many ways. One thing it has is the Cthulhu monsters. I don't much like the way clerics are done in Darksun. I think I would give the sorcerer powers from this book to the Defilers. They would be able to call up Cthulhuoid monsters if they sacrificed a member of a particular race at a particular place with things gathered from another place. And I like the primordial ones, the Great Race, the alien artifacts. So that's another thing to combine. And another thing, influence I would combine with this is 25 trillion AD, which is a story that never got written. It was summarized, and the author did some world building, which was the most awesome stuff, mind-blowingly cosmic stuff about the last world in the universe, when all the other stars have gone out, or almost all the other stars have gone out. And what all was left from quadrillions of years. So, yeah, make the world a lot older, with lots of other ages, with there being a technological age. I like the life shaper magic, so that might be some of the artifacts left from the technological age. Supposedly this is an old world, but the way people act, it's like the disaster happened last week. That if I were a psionicist, you know, I would gather together some other psionicists because there's a psionic power called convergence where you can pool your powers so that any power that one psionicist knows, they all can use. You can pull your psionic strength points, so all of them can draw off the same strength points. And there's a psionic power that allows you to make powers permanent, so you could do these permanently to yourself. So, if I were psionicist, I'd pick telepathy as my first thing, gather a bunch of psionicists, each with a different discipline, make these powers permanent, so we'd all be able to use any of the disciplines that any of us knew. We'd all draw our strength points from the same pool. And I would use psychic surgery to make all of our descendants have this power too. We'd make lots of psionic artifacts because the Sorcerer Kings are consuming magical artifacts to fuel their leveling up. And the Sorcerer Kings would do a lot of this too, that they would build like psychic teleportation discs to travel around their realm so that they could send the troops quickly. They would make mind link permanent or contact permanent on certain followers and mind link permanent on certain followers. So a follower could at any moment say, Master, we're being invaded by an undead army. And the Master could look through their eyes, since contact's already permanent on this minion. They could use their psionic powers to look through the person's eyes, see what's going, and send a bunch of troops there to help take care of it. Yeah, it's just unimaginable how stupid the Sorcerer Kings are. They appear to be spending all their time just watching gladiatorial contests, when you'd think that they would build infrastructure that serves them only and not necessarily the people to help protect them in their little city-state and keep their city-state safe, or at least them in particular safe. So if I run Darksun again, that's how I'll do it. With radioactive sand, with mutations, with primordial ones, and the great race. I'd make the races very different, I think, like the original creators wanted to do, but the bosses wouldn't let them. So, Darksun. Yeah, and I wouldn't, as I said, wouldn't follow the modules, make things less railroady, let the players have agency. Sometimes because the Sorcerer Kings are so powerful, sometimes they wouldn't be able to stand up and fight, but it would be their choice to run away.